before he retires. And he's 40. He'll play next season at 41. Field, will he win another one?
Not an overreaction, Wendy. I think he will win another one. Right now, he's under contract for 2 more seasons. I think a lot of people believe within the Patriots organization that it's 2 years minimum that he'll play. It could be closer to 5 more years. And I understand that we are fixated on the age, and with some good reason. I also would contest somebody who watched the Super Bowl to point out a single sign of physical regression from Tom Brady during that game when he threw for over 500 yards. The Patriots did not punt once in that game. They were an offensive machine in that game. Brady was the NFL's MVP. This roster, is it perfect? No. Is any in the NFL? No. Is it really good going into next season? I think the answer is yes. They're going to be one of the probably 2 to 4 favorites in the entire league to take on the Lombardi Trophy next season, and probably for the next few seasons.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the reason that the Patriots, if they don't win one, will not be because of Tom and his regression. And I think it's safe to say this, if the Patriots touch anything this year, is that never think that what you see in the beginning of the year is what you're going to see at the end. This is the team that is the absolute best as far as evolving over the course of a season, and it doesn't matter who they lose, Wendy. It just doesn't matter, whether it be coaches, players. The system is so, I don't want to say it's fail-proof, but it's fail-proof.
Pretty close.
Okay?
It's close.
It just is. And they will find a way to regenerate and be right back in there. They may not win it, but they will be in the hunt. They will be in that game.
And they may not win it, but you wouldn't pick against them.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't pick against them ever.
Sure.
The track record is such that they have won the division, 10 straight times? Tom Brady's gone to the Super Bowl in 8 of his 16 years. So if he plays 2 more years, based on what we've seen so far, the chance are he's going to go to at least 1 more Super Bowl.
We need to definitely recognize, and I think we have on this show, we've done it plenty. We need to recognize we're watching something that we may not ever see again, especially in this sport, in this salary cap era.
You know, and Steve Young has said it, until proven otherwise, they are the standard bearer. And no one has proved it otherwise. I mean, you know, it takes more than 1 Super Bowl
loss to do that.
There's other teams
nipping at their heels now.
Yeah,
that's
there
for sure.
is.
But that's
it will
good.
change.
And that's
but
good, yeah.
You know, until proven otherwise.
Exactly.
Well, listen, just when you think Odell Beckham Jr. had a quiet offseason, I will tell you this is somewhat sensitive video. The Giants say they are aware of this. You can see Beckham. It appears to be a compromising situation. He's holding some sort of brown cigarette. There's also that woman next to him holding a credit card with what looks to be a white powdery substance. Again, the team saying they are looking into it, that they are aware of this video. That notwithstanding, here's our statement today. Odell Beckham is costing himself money. Lewis, is that an overreaction?
I would amend that and say, is he costing himself long-term guaranteed money? Yes, that's not an overreaction, because right now, look, contract management is really an exercise in risk management. And right now it's about, there's risk involved. And you don't know exactly what is going on right in that video. And it would be foolish for us to really jump the gun and say that it is this or that. But look, that's what contract negotiators do. That's what general managers do. They manage risk and they try to protect the club. And they're going to try to protect themselves against making bad investments. So that means this. Is he costing himself long-term money if this is the kind of thing that just continues? Of course he is. Of course, because no general manager is going to say, hey, you know what? That's okay. You can continue making these decisions that cast us in an unfavorable light, cast yourself in an unfavorable light, and put our organization at risk. You just can't. It's as simple as that. I don't understand why this keeps happening.
Yeah, and let's be clear. You talk about a bad investment or good investment. Regardless, it is a huge investment because we're talking about a tremendous amount of money here, Field, that the Giants or some team will pay, and they got to know what they're getting, I would assume.
I think it's an overreaction, though, still, Wendy. And here's the reason why. First of all, I think that the Giants ownership has already said they want him to be, and he will be, a Giant for life. When you make that kind of comment, it immediately becomes leverage in the back pocket of the player and his agent. And it's like, all right, well, put your money where your mouth is and show us you're going to make us a lifetime Giant. Beyond that, when he's on the field, we're talking about, and this is not hyperbole here, truly a generational talent. I mean, he's that special of a player. And obviously missed basically all of last season, and he's had some blow-ups on the field. The Josh Norman incident will never be forgotten, but the transcendent performance is really difficult to look past, and right now this wide receiver market is just skyrocketing. Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Brown, there are so many guys that have been paid so handsomely that Odell Beckham Jr. will still make a ton of money.
Shefty, is it an overreaction to say he's costing himself money?
Let me say this. We don't know exactly who took the video, what the video was, if it was doctored. It's up to the Giants to go figure that out and investigate it. It's up to Odell Beckham and his people to explain to us what happened, which we haven't heard from them. I have been told that it's not what you think. Okay, that may or may not be right. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is you cannot continue to have incidents like this, what did or didn't happen, and think it's not going to impact how the Giants and other teams think about you. He has to be beyond reproach in everything that he does, in every manner in which he lives his life. There is so much on the line for him. He is as talented as any player in the league. He should earn as much as any player in the league. But he's got to do everything right off the field and make sure that videos like this, whatever happened, don't get out.
Even before this video, there was some concern. There was. I mean, it's not like we were making it up. It's not like the Giants aren't aware of it. It's not like, but you're right. They want him. I know for a fact they want him, and they want to do everything they can to help him so they can go ahead and make him a Giant for life and make him one of the highest paid players ever.
But you know what, Lewis? Every team has a tipping point.
That's right. Of course it does. It comes with, and he's risking a lot by putting himself in these situations.
I'm not saying this is it. I'm just saying there is a point which the risk isn't worth the reward. I'm not sure that we're anywhere close to that. But look, to your point, we've seen this a number of times. We'll see. Listen, I want to circle back to something you said, Field. You referenced that receiver market and the skyrocketing effect it's had. I'll ask you this. Mike Evans is a better investment than Odell Beckham. Is that an overreaction or not an overreaction?
I think it's an overreaction because if I'm going to hang my hat on Odell Beckham Jr.'s payday eventually coming because of his talent and his ability, I got to go back to that. And Mike Evans is an awesome player. Not too many other words to describe him more appropriately, but again, look at the numbers. In nearly a full season less, Odell Beckham Jr.'s numbers are almost as good, if not better in some categories, than Mike Evans. Again, this is like choosing between two A-plus products. But I think Odell Beckham Jr., when he gets his payday, and if he becomes, which I believe he will become, the highest paid receiver in NFL history, will be the worthwhile investment.
And when we say this, of course, we're talking about the total package because that's the point.
Sure,
because you
which
get,
I teetered on this one. I'll be honest.
you get both.
See,
okay, so
and you know what's interesting about that is now you got to remember how contracts are structured and how contracts are negotiated. Not just on what you've done in the past, but it's about future performance. And future performance also involves what are you doing off the field as far as can we trust you. So we're saying which is the better investment. Well, it depends. Well, how much do you trust Odell Beckham Jr. versus Mike Evans? Then? What do you trust? Who do you trust is going to be there? Who you trust is going to put himself in situations that do not jeopardize his value to us, his value to himself? Who are you going to trust? Yep. That's really what it comes to.
Well,
because Mike Evans is an A-plus. He's a great player and an A-plus guy.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't talk about it as much with Odell Beckham, but these injuries are mounting up at this point as well. I don't think we're not to a red flag, so to speak, yet, but they're there.
You know, Mike Evans is a guy that has been such a foundational piece for that franchise, so solid, so dependable. They have no concerns. The discussions we're having about what the Giants should do with Odell Beckham Jr., they're not having over Mike Evans. But again, I just come back to the transcendent talent that Odell Beckham Jr. has. Better investment? I don't know about that. I think it's a little bit of overreaction. Mike Evans is a great investment, and Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be paid a lot of money over time, a lot of money.
Listen, 1 and 1A, you really can't go wrong. And if you were choosing between the two, it's probably not a bad problem to have, except they'll be expensive. Beckham and Evans were both first-round picks in 2014, and they have similar numbers through their first 4 seasons. Evans has more receiving yards, but Beckham has found the end zone more often.
And the other receiver in that draft class who went first was Sammy Watkins, and he's about to get paid.
He's about to get
paid on the open market.
They're
getting paid.
And then we could argue whether he's a better investment than Mike Evans or not.
But not with their